prepping me notes like a professional. Nothing like a professional. 'Cause I'm back and I'm better than ever. Bit of Eric Bischoff there to start the last episode of the Joyscroll video series of how to make a TV pilot, how we took an idea and turned it into a reality. That's right, this was going to be the last part of the series because, as you know, if you've been following along this whole time, we are at the final stage. We are about to shoot the pilot. And this was so much fun. Like I said, everything that comes before leads to this moment where you just, honestly, I had such a blast. It didn't come without its stresses, like it really did, but that's to be expected. You're making something that is yours. I'm wearing more than one hat. You know, I'm the writer, I'm acting in it, and I'm producing the thing. So when it come to the day, there was a lot of people looking at me. But before that, so once we'd got everything right and we had a few rewrites in place and we'd spoken to the actors, something that kind of went just before the pilot and something that I would really, really highly recommend this step to every single one of you if you're going to take anything out of this and try and make something of your own, is we had a table read down at Actors East. Big up James Alexandru and all of the guys and girls down there who run an incredible theatre and acting school at Actors East and Playhouse East. But we used their space to do the table read, and just for myself and Ben to see the characters come into life, it led to a couple of more rewrites, just hearing people talk how they would do the part, and that really did change how we heard the characters. For the first time, these people were real.
Because I'm a real boy.
Even if you've just got two actors doing it, table read. If you can't get people together, then yeah, do it over Zoom, but definitely getting people in the room so you can talk and go over things. I really recommend it. It really helped me. So now we had a final script. Lou was able to go ahead and do the shooting schedule and get the call sheets out and get everything over to the actors, schedule everybody in. Absolute panic stations because I forgot to tell Lou that Perry wasn't available on a certain date, and we scheduled Perry in to film on that date, and he messages me going, "Mate, I can't do that day." So again, had to rejig bits about. And then it was just down to finally confirming with Rags that we had the spot, and yeah, come down to dressing it. Lots of cardboard boxes. Ben had got in the room and he had said, "I really want it to look like this man's moving out. Feel very claustrophobic, like everything's on top of us, like he is actually going through a terrible period of his life," which he is in the pilot of this show. And we was able to scavenge enough boxes to make it look like he was actually being kicked out for being a very naughty boy. So that was the first part. We dressed the scene, we got the tables, we set up the chips, we got the cards, we got everyone in position. Ben lit the room, which again, overcoming obstacles. Rags has spotlights in his poker room, which apparently are absolutely dog shit for filming something. So Ben was going around with loads of dark tape, just kind of taping everything up. But like I said, filmmaking is just about overcoming obstacles, and that's what we had to do during the course of the filming of this pilot. As I said, I had so much fun. I had so much fun doing it. I had so much fun just being able to watch great actors do their thing in and around me, and just everyone bringing their own idea to the table. It was very special. It was very special to see something that we had done come into life like this. And we shot it in 4 days. Tuesday, Wednesday, over the space of a week. That's actually a lie. We shot it in 5 days, but the main poker bits were done on Tuesday, Wednesday. I think we shot all of the individual scenes away from the poker table on day one, which was very chaotic because everybody was on set, and then we had to get back and do the end of one of the poker scenes where Tina bursts in because we had Corrine on set on day one. Again, really, really fun stuff. Racing against time of the light because, like I said, we needed some bits to be at this time of day and we had to wait, and some bits to be at another time of day. But it was an experience. You know, day two, same, very chaotic, Perry coming in. And then days 3 and 4 were, you know, again, had their own challenges. A lot of people under a lot of pressure. Me and Ben writing out the shot list in the pub.
Danny, let's roll. What are you thinking? Pub?
It was incredible to get on set, dress the place, have everybody come in. And if you're going to take the stuff that we've been telling you to do in this series, the main thing that I would say to have in mind when you're filming anything, not just if it's because of what we're doing, but if you're filming and you're the filmmaker, is to enjoy it. Enjoy that process and have a lot of fun, because it will go quick. And there's not enough hours in the day to get everything you want, but just be present in that moment and enjoy it as much as you can. And just, collaborate with everybody. Bring everybody's ideas to the table. Don't be afraid to say, no, I don't really like that. And also don't be too afraid of letting go of control and taking on board somebody else's idea, because you never know how it's going to track and how it's going to look. And when they do it, a lot of the time you're sitting there going, oh yeah, I see it now. So just have fun. Have fun with the pilot. I'm going to stick in a load of photos that are from the production, because we was lucky enough to have Bads there with us taking unit stills. So they'll be appearing on screen now of just, us doing our thing really. And we had one more scene to film with John Vassar as Kinder. And it was the final scene. And we needed it to be outside on a street, but we didn't want to go back to Rags's just because it's a bit out of the way for everybody. So we picked a street in Harlow. John drove in, Ben drove in because it's kind of in the middle of all of us. We drove, well, not so much me, but we got to Harlow, and John literally pulls off one of the best pieces of stunt acting I think I've ever seen in my life. And I'll leave it at that. I'll put some photos of that day, some BTS of that day in there. If you've got to this stage, you'll have an understanding of what you do. Just have your story in place. Make sure your schedule is tight. Make sure that you've got everything and everybody on the ball knowing what they're doing. Like I said in an earlier episode, I would have had a script supervisor. If you've got a script supervisor marking off what type of shot you've got for every piece of dialogue and scene that you've got going on, it's a godsend. If you can't do it, then someone's going to have to take on that task. But yeah, just honestly, it will save you so much hassle. And that was filming the pilot. As I said, have fun doing it. And if you've got the idea and you've written it really well, and you've got a cast and crew together who all believe in this day will just happen naturally. Everyone pulls together and somehow it just happens. It just goes along. And, I don't really know what else to say other than just, I can't recommend doing this enough. And I got a feeling that people will be sitting watching this thinking to themselves, well, I don't know how to write. And you've got two options there. You can either do what I did 6 years ago, and you read the books, you watch the videos, you write. That's the most important thing. Write, because you're going to be shit. You're going to be fucking shit. Write and write and write and write and fail and share your work. If you've got someone in your life who is really honest, share it with them, because they're going to have to be, because your work's going to be dog shit. And then if you don't, I Script Hive, Reddit, Screenwriter, subreddits. There's a lot of places where you can share your work where you're going to get told it's not good enough. Hopefully you get good feedback by someone who tells you why it's not good enough. You can pay for coverage if you feel like you haven't got anybody else and you're too afraid to share your work. Pay for the coverage. That person will tell you what you need to do within your work. Read good scripts. Another invaluable thing, read good scripts. If you're going to do it my way, something that I found so important is reading good scripts, because you see stuff and go, holy shit, that just makes so much sense now. And you stop overwriting your action lines, and you start understanding that dialogue can be a lot punchier and less exposition-y. Trust me, I still write exposition into my scripts. I have to read it again and go, why have I written that? Let the action play that out. I think we'll all do it. We all like it because we talk like it. When we're telling stories, we explain what's going on. With a film, it's kind of treading the, that fine line between having something there as exposition, like, oh, that's the man that killed the lady, and just going, that's that guy that, and oh, him. Just something like that. It just builds intrigue for an audience. And, like I said, from there, you just keep on doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it. Adventures of the Screen Trade by William Goldman. Another great book to read. I wouldn't get too caught up in just structure and stuff. I shared the Dan Harmon story circle for the writing side of this. Just keep it really simple. Understand how 3 acts work. Understand how 5 acts work. And then just, everyone knows how to tell stories, so it will just flow easy from there. If you're not going to take it my way and learn how to write, which can take really long, learn how to talk to people. Reach out. Reach out to a bunch of strangers who you don't know, because you'll be surprised how many people actually want to collaborate and make things. And maybe if you're an actor, so this is from my point of view, reach out to people who are filmmakers, because you're going to be doing this for free. And for them, they might be at a stage of their career where they don't really want to be paying actors to be in their stuff. So if you're going to come forward and say, let's make this together, I will act in your stuff, and I know someone who will act in your stuff, or let's reach out to another actor who might, X, Y, Z. But reach out to people, because if you can find a filmmaker willing to make your stuff, then you've skipped the step of needing to learn how to write and buy all of the equipment. So you can now go straight to the point of, well, let's collaborate together. I'm not a writer, but I can throw some stuff at you and blah, 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 blah. Or you can work together. You get what I'm saying? But just get good at reaching out, meeting people, filming stuff. If you're, like I said, if you're an actor and you've been doing this for longer than 2, 3, 4 years, you will probably know other actors. So I've met this filmmaker. He wants to make some stuff. Do you want to do it with me? He's writing a 3-handed piece, and it's going to be a short, and we're going to just learn to talk to people. Collaborate with people. Working with people is the key in this industry. Every big break that I've had in my life has come from networking. And I don't mean going to networking events. I mean talking to people while you're working, meeting people, being kind. Because truly in this industry, honestly, how to make a TV pilot, be kind to everybody around you, and shit just falls into place. I promise you. Because people only want to work with people they want to work with. Acting is the same as any other job. It's a job. Now, let's say you work in an office. Say you're an accountant, right? Do you like working with people who are dickheads to you? No. And it's the same as working on set. If you're going to be a dickhead to people, people ain't going to work with you. If you're going to be an arse, people are going to go, oh my God, working with him or her was just so, ugh. So just be kind, be nice, be yourself. If you're an arsehole, crack on, be an arsehole. If you're not, even if you're having a bad day, explain to people that you're having a bad day. And treat people as you want to be treated. If there's someone working on set who you might feel is a little bit below you, They're not. They're really not. Without them, this doesn't happen.
What a douchebag.
If you've got an idea, write what you know. Trust me, your life is probably a lot more exciting than what you think it is. If you want to get something off your chest, if it's something funny or something's happened, write what you know, write situations what you know. If you feel like your life's boring, write about what you know, spice it up a little bit. But get that idea and then write the idea. As I said, and this is for people that are taking my route. Again, this can be to filmmakers as well. You don't need to be an actor like myself, but get the idea and write it down. Write it down, get your characters, understand where you are, look around you. What do you have? What do you have? When you've got that idea as well, what do you have available to you? Right, well, it's going in. So start writing it, look around, build that world with things that you can make now, that you don't have to pay, 20 grand a day for, that you don't have to pay XYZ for, that you don't have to do in a studio. If you don't have those things, it just ends up being completely useless. Then once you've written it, put it out to the world. See if you can get people who believe in the project as much as you do. Send it to some very well-known actors. You never know who's going to jump at the idea to be in something that they believe in. It's happened before and it will happen again. Who's to say it won't happen to you? Try, send it out. See what they say. They can only say no. If you can, build the crew. If you can't, as I've said in previous episodes, this is the thing that I feel that if you're going to pay for anything, pay for your crew, because something's terribly lit or it sounds like shit, it blows the lot. It can look fantastic, but if it sounds shit, who cares? And it can sound fantastic if it looks shit and it's dark and you've got shadows all over people's faces and they can't see what they're saying. Who cares? So make sure you get a good crew together who are going to be able to do their jobs and make sure that the thing that you've written actually comes across on camera. And then from there, have fun. Enjoy the process. Understand that creating is a very collaborative experience. Take ideas on board. Sometimes you're going to have to reject some ideas and bring everyone in on this world that you've made. And as I said, be present, enjoy it. And then you'll have a TV pilot.
Freaking excited!
It's happening. It's nearly there, and we can't wait to share it with everybody. I know this is the end of the All In video series, but we're still going to be doing the newsletter. I'm still going to be pumping out all of the Joyscroll content through this newsletter. This is the end of the All In video series on how to make a TV pilot. But as I've said, there will be so much more content coming up from the newsletter. So stay with us. Subscribe to the newsletter if you're one of the people watching this from YouTube, because this is an exclusive first, and eventually the videos will be released on our YouTube channel to everybody to watch, because we want this to spread out to as many people as possible. So if you haven't subscribed to the newsletter, do that, or subscribe to the page for more content. Go and watch some episodes of the podcast. I've loved doing this with you. I hope that you've learned something. I hope you can take something away from this that makes you go, you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to make a TV pilot because I've got the greatest idea of all time. And until next time, wear a Dutch cap.